What is a horrific fact about World War I or World War II that isn't well known? US soldiers were known to mutilate dead Japanese soldiers and take their body parts as trophies, particularly their skulls. One time, US President Franklin Delano Roosevelt received a letter opener as a gift from a congressman that was made from the bone from a Japanese soldier's arm. Roosevelt ordered the arm to be returned for a proper burial. The attack of the dead men. In 1915, the Germans were assaulting Osowiec fortress in northeast Poland. They launched gas into the battlements before attacking, and the chlorine gas mixed with the moisture in the defenders' lungs created hydrochloric acid, literally dissolving the flesh inside their bodies. When the defenders counterattacked, they were coughing up blood and bits of their own lungs. The sight was so horrific it caused entire sections of the German assault force to turn and run. Some Canadians, despite their heroic deeds World War I, were obsessed with killing Germans. Some often went against truce and showed some mercy to those that surrendered before changing their minds last second and opened fire on unsuspecting soldiers. There are World War I stories where they threw canned goods at German trenches, making the enemy think they are acting in good faith before lobbing grenades. When nightly trench raids fell out of favor from Allies and were ordered against them, the Canadians kept doing it, hundreds often using spiked clubs and meat cleavers and hacking and bludgeoning enemies to death all night and disappearing before morning. It's also been said that even though Canadians were hit hard with gas warfare, generals were enthusiastic about using it back at the Germans tenfold. They had a take no prisoners approach to everything, even if the enemy surrendered. Goebbels' Nazi propaganda inaccurately portrayed the Dresden bombing as an unnecessary attack on a city of art and culture, and falsely inflated the number of deaths from 20,000 to 200,000. The propaganda was so powerful that this point of view was shared in history classes and literature such as SH5 for over 60 years. In actuality, there were legitimate targets in Dresden, including its railroad and communications hub, as well as armament manufacturing and storage. It was only hit later in the war because its eastern location made it a farther and more dangerous mission for Allied bombers flying out of England. Eisenhower also wanted to cripple the Nazis' ability to quickly transfer troops from the Eastern Front to the West to counter his Allied advance into Germany. Only in recent years has the Nazi revisionism been brought to light and challenged. The Canadian history on World War I often portrays Canadians as hard-fighting and noble heroes, but a lot of veterans were haunted by the things they were ordered to do. Some were forced to brutalize the enemy in unimaginable ways. One captured German colonel once said, "I don't care for the English, Scotch, French, Australians or Belgians, but damn you Canadians, you take no prisoners and you kill our wounded." During World War II, independent state of Croatia had world's first concentration camp just for children. Run by Catholic nuns and Ustasha officers, they murdered around 2,000 Serbian kids by starvation, decapitation, and even boiling alive in large cauldrons. Some got the death sentence after liberation, but most escaped to Latin America via Vatican's rat lines.